President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate release of 2 billion naira for the reconstruction of all houses affected by the flood in Mokwa, Niger State. Vice President Kashim Shettima disclosed this during a visit to Mokwa following the devastating flood that destroyed lives and property and left hundreds displaced. The Vice President also said the President authorized the immediate release of 20 trucks of food items to be delivered to the victims. Assuring that President Tinubu's heart is with the people, Shettima says that all the issues affecting the people would be addressed. Shettima added that President Tinubu had also directed that the Ministers of Environment and State for Agriculture relocate temporarily to Niger State to ensure speedy intervention of issues under the ASAL project, especially on the flood drainage matters in the town. Besides approving the funds for reconstruction, Tinubu assured of donating 20 trucks containing food items to be shared with the real victims of the disaster in an arrangement to be worked out with the village head of Mokwa. Over 200 bodies have been recovered after a flood wreaked havoc in communities in Mokwa on Wednesday, May 28, 2025. The Commissioner for Humanitarian Affairs in Niger State, Ahmad Suleiman, said efforts were still on to recover more. We have more than 200 casualties or corpses, but we are still looking for more. We are still recovering corpses up till now. Well, this is actually a devastating situation. I really don't know. But now the thing is, let this fund that has been allocated for the reconstruction of this, homes and the supply of these food items be delivered. Although some of the residents have been complaining recently, a developing story that most of them have not really received the relief materials the President Bola Tinubu has, sent out to them. I want to get your thoughts on what you make of this, please.
Sometime here in this program here, we mentioned about flood. If you remember.
Yes.
We talked about flood, and look at it. It is very, very devastating. The loss is huge. The loss is huge. 200 plus corpses recovered. They are still looking, it's still counting. They're still looking for more. Well, may they also rest in peace. That's what my condolences to the state government and to Mokwa community. It's a good thing, but one important thing, find out the root cause of this thing. Like we said last time here, he said they should consult and rebuild it. Where are you going to build the house? The same place? As I said here, they can be located. This thing is becoming penury every time that this flood. Mr. President, thank you for intervening, for having the heart of a human. These houses they are going to build, they should go to the environment and find out where they should build. They are not to reconstruct the house for them the same place. Because if you build the same place, the disaster can happen. It's natural, probably. It can happen. Because you can't tell me that villages are building on the waterways. No. Probably the environment is prone to erosion. When the stream of water overflows, it will now go across the coast. So what you need to relocate them and build a permanent structure for them. They're out of that village, they're out of that place. Because if you build the house the same place, such thing may happen. If it doesn't happen this year, it can happen in the next 10 years, but it must come to be. Or it cannot be embankment in this kind of unexpected situation. Because you are not anticipating it, you don't know it to happen. So if you build the embankment and wonder this site you build, so that same money, move them. Even if it means outside their own environment. Acquire a place and build a house for them. That's my take in that. Then, the relief materials, you trust Nigerians. Some will steal it and go and sell it into the open market. It's implementation. He has directed the relevant ministers to relocate to that place. It's okay. But I will suggest one thing. They should get people or organization, commit them to do this distribution. If not, the same people who has to do this thing will steal these things from them. Or they'll give them in piecemeal 220 trucks of rice. It's not a small supply. So Mr. President has said it's a good one. But that's not enough. You also consider their farms, their engagements, their skills, because they lost virtually everything. They lost their goats, lost their farms, they lost home.
Okay. Chief, you made mention of when issues like this occur, that the residents should be relocated to a particular place.
Give them a permanent place.
Like an IDP situation.
No, IDP is a camp that is temporary.
Okay, like you mean another.
I told you somewhere in Finima. They were located to New Finima. Because their own case is a different ballgame, apart from Intose. This same flow will keep occurring. It's an environment prone to, unless there's one other scientific tool they will do to reclaim that area. Maybe send it up and then build.
So, you know, when these people are now called displaced individuals, because aside the fact that lives were lost, houses are also destroyed. So, for that period of time where they wait for a reconstruction or construction of
temporary
houses,
place. It's like a camp. They used to have tent, development nations where they have these issues.
Okay.
There should be a settlement.
A settlement where they wait for
whatever they want to give, they want to put them. Yes, they need it. This is traumatic. They are in shock. Okay? But they should not say took them unaware. Problem with residents too, they are not ready to listen to information and announcements. Sometimes they see it as a joke. Because I know that meteorology agency have been announcing these things. So place prone to this. So place prone to this. This year something to happen. They don't want to know. They don't want to know. Even when the enlightenment are taken to their doorpost, they don't believe it. So now it has happened. They are now calling government. I'm sure there have been pre-information before now, because there have been findings that this thing will happen, and they are told they don't want to go. Now they've died. It has happened. They are now looking for God. The same government that tell them early, let us seek a way out. That's the problem. Though lives are lost, there is a lesson. Both the government and the people and the residents there. Not all them alone, them Mokwa and other parts. Even in River State here, that are flood-prone areas, the experience has been here. Because so many people have died. No, they are talking about it. There are people in other areas in River State. I was involved in one of the sightseeing when it happened somewhere in another area. Okay? Begin to plan ahead. Early warning, early intervention. Because there have been early warning. And they've told you this. You begin to prepare your mind, your environment, whatever thing ahead of that thing. Because the flood, you can't stop it. It's a natural disaster. You cannot stop it. It's not man-made. So the only way man will make is to relocate. Government should intervene and create a place for them, move them finally. When the season comes, they can go there and farm. When the water has receded and that place can turn to farm. Go down farm, do your produce. Before the flood will come, you have harvested. That's my take.
All right.